Well, hello everyone. I'm going to give a tutorial on Tommy Emmanuel's Tall Fiddler. I know there's not a whole bunch on the internet that talks about this song, but I think a lot of people like to play it. The problem is I don't like to see too many people having such a problem with it. Again, since there's not a whole bunch to learn from, and I know because that's what I've learned off of, spends a lot of hours watching Tommy and then trying to slow everything down. So I'm going to talk about some, I think, the important parts that I was looking for that I couldn't find on the internet, but eventually found. First of all is going to be the tuning. The tuning is very important. I know I've seen on one site where they actually have a dadgad tuning and you put the capo on the 4th fret. That's not the way Tommy plays it, and I don't recommend that you do that. That you're going to take your standard guitar tuning and you're going to tune it. Here we go. Standard guitar tuning is like this, of course. E, A, D, G, B, E. E, A, D, G, B, E. All you're going to do is you're going to change it to changing the first two, or that's your fifth and 6th string. You're going to drop D, is what it's called, drop D on your 6th string, and drop to G on your 5th string. Now you notice you have a D, D, G, G. Very easy to tune this because all you have to do is listen to your other string as you're tuning it. So if you want to keep that information, I'm going to go ahead and do that. I have standard tuning. Again, what I like to do is I just like to take my 6th string, my 4th string, and then I drop my D. Best way to do this is strum them to get the same pitch. And then the same with your A. That's simple. So there's the tuning. Now you want to use a capo on your 2nd fret. Any type of capo will be fine. Now you're in the proper tuning to play Tall Fiddler. One of the important things in playing Tall Fiddler is using a proper pick. You want to use a heavy gauge pick. This is like a bluegrass pick. This is a Wiegand pick. In fact, I think Tommy has even used these. It's had a lot of little holes in it to hold on to very, very well. It's you just can't buy these at the guitar store. You have to order them special. But it's a thick 1mm pick. But in playing this song, to get the proper emphasis, you really need to have a thick pick. Don't use any of these thin electric guitar picks that move around in your fingers quite a bit. The next thing to remember is the strumming pattern. It's probably one of the most difficult things to get through if you're just a novice. But the strumming pattern is very important. Most of the time you're strumming all the strings. This is kind of like a complete tone throughout the whole song, no matter where you're playing. It's very similar to this. And the strumming actually is your beat. Find that throughout, so kind of make sure that you get that strumming pattern. One of the other important things before you learn, as you're learning this, is to use a metronome, and don't play it too fast. I think we all want to just jump into a song and start playing it at the speed that Tommy's playing it at, and it doesn't do you any good. It's one of those 2 steps forwards, 1 step back type process. I would recommend that you put your tempo in roughly in the 80 area. I have mine set on 88, I believe. And it's good to spend all your time you can learning this song at a slower tempo before you can speed it up. Make sure that you're playing it flawless at a slow tempo. And we'll get to that on the 2nd video. I'm going to break this down into 2 videos, just for time and ease as well. In this video here, I'm just going to get to do the intro and then what I'll call the verse as well. I'm just using my iPad to record this. I'm going to try to get into the best position here. Okay, the intro, I'm going to take 3rd fret, strings 1 and 2. We're going to reach over to our 4th string, 4th fret, and then same string, 5th fret with your ring finger. What we're doing is we're strumming this. The only thing we're going to be doing is strumming, lifting, sliding our middle finger down to the 3rd fret and then sliding off. Again, most of you probably know this. I'm just going to kind of go through it. It's very tough to do this slow. Try that a little bit faster now that you see that. So practice that over and over. That's the intro. And we're going to go into the verse. I'm going to try to be we're starting with the same position. And then here we're just using our ring finger for the second string, 5th fret from the capo. I'm just going to go ahead and play through this as slow as I can. Again, notice the strumming. If you can hear the strumming in the background, it's staying pretty constant throughout the whole thing. Again, that's your beat and strum. We'll try to do it again a little bit slower. Problem with doing it too slow is you forget yourself. Show that position on that last part of that. Again, your first finger is going to be on the second string, 1st fret. Ring finger, 3rd fret, 4th string. Middle finger, again 2nd fret, 3rd, 4th string. When you last strum, you pull everything off. You notice kind of doing the pulling there as well. So kind of a hammer on, off, off. Okay. Just maybe you can see my strumming here. I'm going to try it so you can kind of watch my strumming as well. Right back here just a little bit. Try this one more time just to that section. Guitar's out a little out of tuning. Anyway, try that. I'm going to be back for the second section, or look up my next part of this. Talk to you soon.